Hi, I'm Emma. Welcome to this deep dive into English now. You've joined us for, believe it or not, our seventh exploration together.
Hello, this is Alex.
Our goal, as always, is to make English feel accessible to everyone.
Fantastic to have you back. Reaching this point, our seventh session, really shows your dedication, so well done.
Yeah, it's great progress.
In our last deep dive, we navigated the world of food, remember? Ordering in restaurants.
Right, and countable versus uncountable nouns.
Exactly. Apples versus water, that kind of thing. And we also got to grips with using some and any.
Oh, and the polite requests. Could I have? Very useful.
Definitely.
Exactly. And today, we're shifting focus to something, well, incredibly relatable and useful. Family and describing people.
It's fundamental for connecting with others, isn't it?
Totally.
Being able to share details about your family and, paint a picture of the people you know, it really enriches your conversations.
Absolutely. So we're going to build your vocabulary for talking about family members and explore how to use descriptive words, adjectives, to bring people to life, both how they look.
And their personalities, right?
Exactly. Plus, we'll be looking at possessives, those little words like my, your, his, and that useful apostrophe is.
The ones that show ownership and relationships.
Yes.
Think of it as adding layers of detail and maybe color to your English interactions.
Right.
Ready to delve into the world of personal connections.
Let's jump in. So let's start with possessive adjectives. In simple terms, what do they do for us?
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Imagine you're pointing something out, and you want to make it clear who it belongs to
Right.
or who it's connected to.
Yeah.
That's where possessive adjectives come in. They sit right before a noun, a person, place, or thing to show this is mine, that belongs to you, and so on.
Okay.
They also help us talk about family ties.
Right. So instead of just saying house, we can say my house to show it's where I live.
Precisely.
Can you walk us through the different possessive adjectives and which personal pronouns they're linked to?
Certainly. So if our main subject is I, the possessive form is my.
Like my book.
Yeah, my book or my sister. When we're talking to you, it becomes your name, your car.
Got it.
For he, it's his job, his mother.
Uh-huh.
And for she, we use her bag, her children.
Okay. And what about when we're talking about an object or maybe an animal?
That's it. And the possessive adjective is its, like the dog wagged its tail.
Ah, okay.
Now, this is a key point. Don't confuse its, its, with its, it apostrophe s.
Right, the contraction.
Exactly. It's is a shortcut for it is, as in it's a lovely day. We'll touch on why that difference matters a bit more later.
Got it. So for one person or thing, we have my, your, his, her, and its. What happens when we're talking about more than one person, like we or they?
Good question. When the pronoun is we, the possessive adjective is our.
Like our family.
Our family or our home, yeah. And when we're talking about they, it becomes their friends, their car.
That's a really clear breakdown. Could you use a few examples in full sentences, just so we can hear how they sound in context?
Absolutely. Have a listen to these.
Mm-hmm.
My brother lives overseas.
Okay.
What is your favorite hobby? His car is parked outside.
Hmm.
I really like her new haircut. Our team won the game, and their children are very polite.
Okay, I see. Notice how the possessive adjective always comes before the noun it's connected to.
That's the key.
Perfect. Now, we also have another way to show possession, don't we? Using an apostrophe and an S, the possessive S. How does that work?
Yes, this is a very common way. It shows that something belongs to a person or an animal, or it indicates a relationship.
Uh-huh.
Generally, we just add an apostrophe and then an S to the end of the noun. So instead of saying the bicycle of Mary, which sounds a bit formal,
Yeah, a bit clunky.
we say Mary's bicycle, much smoother.
Can you give us a few more examples of that in action?
Certainly. That is my neighbor's cat.
Yeah.
The cat belonging to my neighbor.
Okay.
Where are the children's toys? The toys of the children.
Right.
This is John's idea. The idea that belongs to John.
Now, what happens if the noun we're talking about is already plural and ends in S, like the word parents? Do we add another S after the apostrophe?
That's a great question, and it's a common point of confusion.
I bet.
When you have a plural noun that already ends in S, we usually just add an apostrophe after the existing S.
Oh, just the apostrophe.
Just the apostrophe. For example, these are my parents' photos. The photos belonging to my parents.
Okay.
Or the teacher's meeting is this afternoon. the meaning for the teachers.
That's a helpful distinction to remember. Now, you mentioned earlier the crucial difference between it's and its. It's such a small difference in writing,
Tiny.
but it changes the meaning completely. Can you explain that one more time, maybe in a slightly different way, just to be sure?
Of course, think of its, ITS, as a little sign that says belongs to it.
Okay.
If you see the bird built its nest, the nest belongs to the bird. No apostrophe.
Right.
Now, its, IT''S, is like a shortcut. The apostrophe is actually showing us that some letters are missing.
Ah, from it is or it has.
Exactly. It's a contraction of it is, or sometimes it has. So if you see it's raining today, that means it is raining today.
Okay.
The key is to ask yourself, are we showing possession by it, or are we saying it is or it has?
Yeah.
That will tell you whether to use the apostrophe or not.
That makes it really clear. Thanks for going over that again.
No problem.
All right, so we've got a good handle on possessive adjectives and possessive S. Now let's talk about how we can use the verb to be, that's am, is, and are, along with adjectives to describe people.
Exactly. Adjectives are words that paint a picture. They tell us more about nouns, like people.
Descriptive words.
Yes. And one of the most common ways we use adjectives to describe people is right after the verb to be.
Yeah.
The basic structure is the person we're talking about, the subject, plus am, is, or are, plus the descriptive word, the adjective. Simple as that.
Let's start with how someone looks, their appearance. What are some of the common adjectives we use for that?
Oh, there are so many. For how tall someone is, we use tall or short.
Uh-huh.
To talk about age, we say young or old. When describing hair, we can mention if it's long or short and the color: blonde, brown, black, red, or gray.
Lots of options for hair.
Definitely. And for eyes, we often talk about their color: blue, green, or brown.
Okay.
We also have words to describe how attractive someone is, like beautiful for a woman or girl.
And handsome for a man or boy.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we could use words like thin or heavy to describe someone's build, their sort of body size.
Could you give us some example sentences using these appearance adjectives with am, is, or are?
Of course, my brother's tall.
Okay.
My niece is short for her age. Our neighbors are young. My grandfather is quite old now. Her hair is long and dark brown. His eyes are a striking blue.
Those examples really bring it to life. Now, what about describing what someone is like on the inside, their personality? What kind of adjectives do we use for that?
Right, personality. We have words like friendly if someone is easy to get along with.
And unfriendly if they're not.
Exactly. Someone who shows they care about others is kind, and the opposite is unkind.
Okay.
We can describe someone's general mood as happy or sad. If they make you laugh a lot, they're funny.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're more thoughtful, maybe quieter, they might be serious.
Right.
Someone who waits calmly is patient, while someone who gets easily frustrated is impatient.
Common ones.
Yeah. If they're quiet and perhaps a little reserved, we might say they are shy.
Hmm.
And if they enjoy being around lots of people and are, quite talkative, they are outgoing.
The opposite of shy.
Pretty much. Lastly, if someone is quick-witted and clever, we can say they are smart or intelligent.
That's a great range of personality adjectives. Can we see some of those in sentences too?
Absolutely. She is a very friendly person.
Nice.
He is known for being kind and generous. They're always so happy and positive.
Sounds lovely.
My yoga teacher is incredibly patient. He tells the best jokes. He's so funny.
Oh.
She has a very serious demeanor at work. Or you could say, she is very serious at work.
Oh, okay.
I used to be quite shy, but I'm more outgoing now. And my colleague is incredibly smart and always has the answers.
And we can also turn these descriptive sentences into questions, can't we? Like asking if someone is tall.
Yes, it's quite straightforward.
Yeah.
We simply swap the subject and the am, is, or are. So instead of he is tall,
You ask, is he tall?
exactly,
All
is
right.
he tall? And the short answers would be yes, he is, or no, he isn't.
Okay.
Similarly, are they friendly?
Yes, they are, or no, they aren't.
Perfect.
And what are the key questions our listeners can use when they want to ask someone to describe another person? Either how they look or what their personality is like.
These are really useful phrases to have ready. To ask about someone's appearance, you can say, what does he look like? Or what does she look like?
Okay, what does he look like?
Yeah. A typical response might be, he's of medium height and has curly brown hair.
Right. And for personality.
For asking about someone's personality, the key questions are, what is he like? Or what is she like?
What is she like? Different from look like.
Very different meaning, yes. And an answer could be, she's very warm and quite talkative.
These are such helpful building blocks. Now let's move on to expanding our vocabulary specifically for talking about family members.
Excellent idea. Knowing these terms is essential for those everyday conversations about, who you're connected to.
Definitely.
We start with parents, which of course refers to your mother and father together.
Right.
Then we have mother, or the more casual mom, for your female parent.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And father, or dad, for your male parent.
Mom and dad, got it.
Children, or the informal kids, are your sons and daughters. A male child is a son.
And a female child is a daughter.
Correct. If you have a male sibling, he's your brother, and a female sibling is your sister.
Okay, brothers and sisters.
And what about when people get married and start their own families?
Ah, yes.
A man who is married is a husband,
Right.
and a woman who is married is a wife.
Husband and wife.
Then we have grandparents, the parents of your own parents.
Okay.
Specifically, the father of your parent is your grandfather, or maybe grandpa.
Grandpa.
And the mother of your parent is your grandmother, or grandma.
Grandma.
Mm,
Nice. And what about other relatives, like the siblings of our parents?
good one. Your parent's sister is your aunt,
Yeah.
and your parent's brother is your uncle,
Uncle.
and the children of your aunts and uncles, well, those are your cousins. Ugh, cousins. Okay, that covers a lot. That's a really comprehensive list of family terms.
Pretty much the core family vocabulary.
And I see in our notes we also have example sentences showing how to use these with the possessives we learned earlier, like, my parents live in the next town.
Yeah, or her mother is a nurse.
Mm.
His father enjoys gardening.
Their children are all teenagers now. It really helps to see them used in context like that.
Absolutely. And it's worth noting those more informal terms used often in American English, like mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa.
Great.
Also, that point about how we can describe hair and eye color in two main ways. She has brown eyes, or her eyes are brown. Both are perfectly correct and common.
Good to know both work. Okay, now that we have the grammatical tools and the vocabulary, let's look at a couple of short example conversations, just to see how it all flows in a natural setting.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Our first little dialogue is between two people, Kenji and Maria, and they're just chatting about their families.
Okay. Kenji starts by asking, do you have any brothers or sisters, Maria?
And Maria replies, yes, I have one younger sister. Her name is Sophia. What about you? Notice the use of brothers or sisters and the possessive her name.
Yeah, good example.
And Kenji responds, I have an older brother. His name is Takeshi. He works as a chef. Again, we see the possessive his name.
Right.
Then Maria asks, do your parents live nearby? Using your parents.
And Kenji says, no, my parents still live in Japan. Here we have my parents.
And Maria replies, I understand. My parents live quite far away too, but my sister lives in the city. Again, my parents and my sister.
It's a short exchange, but it shows how naturally this language just comes up in conversation, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay, our second snippet of conversation is between Anna and Ben, and they're talking about someone they both maybe know.
Right. Anna asks, who is that woman talking to David? Is that his sister?
And Ben corrects her, no, that's his wife, Emily. We had the possessive his wife here.
Okay, his wife.
Then Anna wants to know more about Emily's appearance, so she asks, oh, what does she look like? I haven't met her yet. Remember that key question.
Yes. What does she look like?
And Ben describes her. She's quite tall with long, fair hair. She has a very friendly smile. Lots of appearance adjectives packed into that short description. Tall, long, fair.
Definitely. Then Anna wants to know about her personality and what she like. Is she nice? Using the other key question.
Right, what's she like?
Yeah?
And Ben replies, yes, she's lovely, very kind and easy to talk to. David is very happy with her. More excellent adjectives. Lovely, kind, easy to talk to.
These little conversations really help to picture how we use this in real life, I think.
Absolutely. And now, guess what?
Uh-oh, our turn.
It's your turn. Time to put some of this into practice.
Okay. For our Your Turn segment, we'd like you, the listener, to think about your own family. Try to say maybe 2 or 3 sentences about them.
Yeah, use the family vocabulary and the possessive adjectives we've been working on.
For example, you could start with something like, my mother is very kind. Her name is, Maria. And I also have one brother. His name is, something like that.
Perfect. Just try saying it out loud.
Yeah.
We also have a quick little fill-in-the-blank exercise on possessives, just to get your brain working. Listen carefully and fill in the missing word. Number 1, that is he, his new bicycle.
Should be. His.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is his new bicycle.
Mm.
Number 2,
Yep.
she, her favorite color is blue.
That one's her favorite color.
Yep. Number 3, this is my brother, my brother's phone.
Showing possession, so my brother's. With the apostrophe S.
Exactly. My brother's phone.
Mhm.
And number 4, it's important to practice English every day.
Ah, the tricky one. It means it is important, so it's with the apostrophe.
You got it. It's important remembering that contraction. Well done.
And finally, we'd like you to think of someone you know, maybe a friend or a family member, and try to describe them. Think of 2 or 3 adjectives for how they look,
Appearance.
and 2 or 3 adjectives for what their personality is like.
Yeah. You can start by saying something like, my best friend is quite short and has curly red hair.
Okay, that's appearance.
She is very funny and always makes me laugh. That's personality.
Nice example.
And don't forget to practice asking those key questions out loud, too. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Or what is your best friend like?
Good advice. The more you say these things out loud, the more comfortable and natural they will become.
Exactly.
Fantastic work navigating this deep dive into family and descriptions. Being able to talk about the people in your life really does make your English conversations so much richer.
And more meaningful, I think.
Yeah, definitely more meaningful.
It truly does. So in this session, you've learned how to effectively use possessive adjectives, my, your, his, her, it's our, and their,
Uh-huh.
as well as the possessive e's to show connections and ownership, like Maria's brother.
We also explored how to use the essential verb to be with a whole range of adjectives to paint vivid pictures of people's appearance
Tall, short, hair color.
and their inner personalities. Kind, funny, serious.
And now you're equipped with those valuable questions. What does Heschel look like for appearance?
Right.
And what is Heschel like for getting to know someone's personality?
Plus, you've significantly expanded your vocabulary for talking about family members, mother, father, aunt, uncle, cousin.
All those key terms, and learned many useful adjectives to describe people.
So you're now much better prepared to share information about your loved ones and also understand when others describe the people in their lives. Keep practicing these new skills.
Definitely keep practicing. Now, our next session will be our final one in this beginner series, our 8th deep dive. Can you believe it?
Wow, number 8 already.
I know. We'll be reviewing all the key areas we've covered and practicing how to talk about future plans.
Oh, future plans. That sounds useful.
Yeah, it's a great chance to consolidate everything you've learned and see just how far you've come.
A real sense of achievement. We really hope you can join us for that final review.
Please do.
And that brings us to the end of this exploration into the world of family and describing people. It's always, well, a pleasure to delve into these topics that help us connect with one another.
It certainly is. We covered a lot of ground today, didn't we?
Yeah.
From showing those important connections with possessive adjectives like my, your, his, and her, and the possessives like my sister's friend.
We also got to grips with using the verb to be alongside descriptive adjectives to paint a picture of how people look tall, blonde, blue eyes.
Yeah, all the appearance stuff.
And what they're like inside, kind, patient, funny. And we've added lots of useful words to our vocabulary for talking about our families.
And don't forget those key questions for finding out more about someone. What does he look like?
For appearance.
And what is she like?
For personality. Incredibly useful tools for your English conversations.
Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. The ability to share details about your family and understand descriptions of others truly opens up a new level of connection in English conversations, making them, well, richer and more personal.
Definitely. So for some practical homework maybe, this week, try describing one of your family members or a friend to someone.
Yeah.
Either in English if you can, or even just practice it in your head, using some of the adjectives and possessives we've learned today.
That's a fantastic idea, just activating that language. And speaking of learning journeys, our next deep dive will be the 8th and final one in our beginner series.
That's right. Episode 8, we'll be doing a comprehensive review of everything we've covered.
A big recap.
Yeah. And also looking ahead to talking about future plans. It's a great opportunity to look back at your progress and get ready for the next steps in your English learning.
It's the perfect way to wrap things up and really appreciate how much you've achieved. We sincerely hope you can join us for that final review session.
We do hope so. Until then, keep practicing, keep exploring, and remember our guiding principle, English for all.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this deep dive on English Now.
Goodbye for now, everyone. We look forward to our final session with you.